Hi there, everybody. Welcome out to ViewFinder Low Vision Resource Center. Today's video, this monthly informational webinar, is about wearable video magnifiers. Now, we've done some other videos on video magnifiers themselves. Those are tools that allow us to zoom in and zoom out at a variable amount, allow us to change our contrast. So if you have a newspaper that's faded out, you can see it in black and white. Or other colors that might work better for you, and allow a variable focus among other gimmicks like text-to-speech reading. So it can be wonderful tools. They come in a variety of sizes, but we're going to talk today about one specific model of wearable video magnifier. This is something that you put up and on your face. We do not recommend that you walk around with it. But can be a great little tool for long distance viewing, for hands-free up close things. I'm a big fan of the IrisVision. I have been for quite some time. This is not their first unit. IrisVision's been in the game for quite some time. Their flagship unit for several years has been the IrisVision Live, which is a larger headset, looks very similar to this, but it weighed about a pound. And that was usually the biggest complaint or the biggest prohibitive factor to patients using this long term or going down the road to purchase it. And so IrisVision and many other companies have worked on slimming down these headsets, giving you extra features and things like that to make them more worth the buck. And I've found that this new unit, which we got our hands on just about a month ago, has been a big upgrade compared to what they've done in the past. Now, IrisVision also has a slimmer, sleeker unit called the IrisVision Inspire. The Inspire shares many features that the Live 2.0 has. However, I have to say that the upgraded camera, which this is a Google Pixel camera that's being used in this device, is a big upgrade in resolution and just the quality of the image. We get a little bit more power. We get again a larger screen to look at because it's a bigger unit. So I'm a big fan of this device. Today, I'm going to take you inside the IrisVision Live 2.0, give you a look at what you see as the user. Now, I have to explain a couple things that go along with this. The video that we're going to watch, the in-person view of this, you're going to see two parallel pictures, identical pictures going on. When you have the headset up and on, we have two focusing windows that are going to take this duplicate image and allow you to merge that as one single image when you look through. So as you watch the video, please keep in mind that you're not experiencing this like double vision, even though it will be for our video. There are a few things that go along with this. For those who have used the IrisVision Live 2.0 before, they might be used to having a touchpad on the side, a series of buttons on the side. There are no buttons on the Live 2.0. There are a couple dials up at the top. These allow us to focus each eye individually and spread the view a little bit to coordinate with double vision or turned eyes, or everybody's head's a little bit different, so we have to have some wiggle room with it. When you go to use your Live 2.0, we often hang it on a little lanyard around your neck that allows you to walk around in a public sphere with your device without having it on and tripping over things. Because when you put the headset up and on, you're going to line it up to your face, and I have no peripheral vision going on right now at all. So that is a big complaint for some people, and that's why other companies have gone with slimmer, sleeker units. But it's also a very helpful thing for people who have glare. Significant glare can cause distortion and contrast issues with what you're viewing, as well as just discomfort. And so having everything blocked out to the side can really isolate the view and put you in a controlled environment. And so for patients who have significant glare from strokes or achromatopsia or cone rod dystrophy or Stargardt's disease or retinitis pigmentosa, you name it, you can have glare, and this can be controlled inside of a little artificial window like this. And so putting on this unit, we have this nice little bungee cord. It's nice and stretchable, but it is adjustable because, again, some heads are bigger than others. So if I put my IrisVision up and on, Okay, I can fit it over under my ears. I kind of like it over because I've got big ears, but this is going to turn with me in any direction that I go. And then I'm going to reach down here and find my little remote control. This remote control is going to do everything I need as far as changing through different viewing modes. And so as I change here, I can now look at myself in the screen through my little camera set. Okay, and using my little remote control, we have a touchpad here that swiping along is going to change us to different levels of magnification. We press our raised button here to switch through different viewing modes. And we press our little depressed button to, well, I guess not elevate, recessed is probably better than depressed. Press that button to access our different menu. Now, I'm going to come a little closer so that perhaps you can hear the IrisVision. I'm going to also use a little trigger button. Pull that, it's going to give you a little ding. It's now listening to me, and I have a little bar on my headset screen telling me that he's listening for voice commands. So for patients who have poor ability to feel what's on a remote, or patients who have poor ability to move fingers well, like we've got tremors or poor dexterity, we can just pull the trigger and do voice commands, which I think is a wonderful thing. So as I swipe left and right, I'm going to lean in so that you can hear this a little bit.
3, 2, 1.
You might have heard him counting 3, 2, 1. I was lowering my magnification from 3, 2, 1. As I swipe up and down, I can change my field of view.
Field of view 75.
So you might have heard him say field of view 75. It's backing things away from my vision each time I do that.
Field of view 75. Field of view 90.
So now I'm zooming things in and closer. I can do any of that by pulling my trigger. Magnification 5.
Zoom 5.
You might have heard him say zoom 5, and everything on the screen just got 5 times bigger and closer for me. So that's just a really quick exterior look at what this device is doing. As we watch this video here, this is going to be the interior look. You'll be seeing what I was seeing in the IrisVision Live device itself. Unfortunately, I'm not technically savvy enough to get both the outside camera and the inside camera all on and recording at the same time. So I've done the inside camera first. I'm going to show you guys that presentation here, and then we're going to wrap up our video.
Okay. All right, so we're switching to our IrisVision phone. We're launching into our software. Okay. Now here's the fun part, is that we may not get to hear all the things that we want to, as far as voice commands and whatnot, in the IrisVision. So if I put this up and on, okay, you are actually seeing 2 different screens at once as I look through the IrisVision, because it's giving me an image to each of my eyes at the same time. And so I get to use a little handheld remote that goes along with this. It's got a little touch screen on it. And so as I turn my head and point in different directions around the exam room, it's changing where and what I'm looking at. So I'm going to give us a little spin here, and I'm going to look over towards, I've got a little chart out here at the long distance. As I take my little remote and work on the touch screen here, you may have noticed that it changed the focus. I'm no longer focused out at my numbers. If I take my hand away, it refocuses out of that longer distance, which is, again, what's allowing me to switch my focus instantly with the device doing the work for me. Now I'm going to push my hand left to right, and that's going to allow me to zoom in and to magnify. Now I can actually see how dirty my little chart is. I need to go give that a clean after this. And so as I move my head back and forth, I'm controlling where my camera is looking at. As I move my thumb left and right, I'm controlling the amount of magnification I can get with this. And so depending on my different activities, I might want a different amount of magnification. If I turn back towards my computer here, okay, you'll see that my computer is enlarged. I can see myself in the camera screen. So I have quite a bit of flexibility. And here, again, if I stick my hand all the way out, I can't quite, there we go, I'm touching the screen. So you know that's within my arm's distance here, okay? And if I look out back across the room, that's at about 5 feet from me. We've changed that distance again, and the IrisVision is automatically refocused, even though I'm staying at the same level of magnification the whole time. Now, if I need to search for something, I'm going to swipe to the left and zoom away, and I'm going to come back looking for my news article. We've got an old article here, okay, and I can bring this up quite close. I'm going to stay, right where I can see myself on the computer screen, and I'm going to pull this in closer, and you'll see that I've already got that instant focus, but my distance view is no longer clear anymore. If I take that away, it's instantly refocused me for distance. Now let's give this a little bit of zoom. So as I go left to right, again, we can get this to a very big, easy to read level to the point that we're starting to see defects in the printing itself. And even at that high level of magnification, if I take this away and turn, I'm instantly refocused out at the longer distance. Well, let's push this even a little bit farther. Let's jump over to my exam chair here and try not to fall as I do it, okay? And if I look up towards my chart, it would help if I had it turned on, wouldn't it? Looking up towards my chart, I can bring up some letters, and the IrisVision is auto-focused out there, okay? So I know at my bottom row here, I've got my 2020. I'm going to zoom in 5, 6. Now I can read that already, but it's fuzzy. Let's keep pushing. Okay, so up at 10 times, getting a pretty clear view of that bottom row. Now I know my head is wobbling more than what's showing on the device here, and that's because it's got some image stabilization. We've gone to such a high level that it's trying to help me control the amount of wobbliness in that video. As we back up again, now I'm still able to make a lot of that out, but it's quite blurry. And so you'll see that, different changes in distance and detail will come as we go to different levels of magnification. Now I'm able to move around a little bit with the IrisVision on, but that's because I'm so familiar with my surroundings. We really would not highly recommend anybody walking around with a tool like this. So let's jump back to the newspaper for a moment. I've got a couple buttons here on my remote control. I'm going to hit my middle button to switch to a different mode, okay? So as I'm in that different mode, it's jumped me into the level of magnification we had previously. This is my reading mode, and we're in the reading dark mode, which flips the contrast of whatever we're looking at. For many people, a lighter colored text and darker background may feel more comfortable. Now, if I go back to my remote, my bottom button is going to bring up different commands that we can work through. One of those being to switch to different views. So if I wanted a yellow view, as an example, okay, I've gone back to black text, but with a yellow background. And for many people, this can be good for both contrast and glare control. Go back to our menu, and we can shuffle through quite a bit. One of those would be the reading line. So the reading line gives me just one section that's magnified. Okay, and as I continue to zoom that in, my entire page is zoomed, but with a bar in the middle, really allowing me to get a focus on that central portion. So it's harder for me to lose my line as I go back and forth. I'm really focused on the middle of my screen. You may find that disorienting. You may find that helpful. We can go in and change the line size. We can take that line back off. Now it's back to just the regular view. Go back to a light view. So this is where reading will typically start for us. Now you'll notice it'll get bigger even if I just bring my hand closer. We can come quite close to the phone itself, and that alone may do some magnification. So depending on the kinds of activities you want to do, just proximity alone may be enough. If I was to do something, like want to thread a needle, I may just need to bring my hands up and closer to do that. And if that's not enough room for me, I might further zoom in and then again bring my hands up and control that space I have, threading a needle, trimming my nails, going to line a screw up to a screwdriver, lots of different things. So I'm going to go back to my second button, and here we're going to rotate through some of the different views that we have, like television, outline. Outline is often useful for finding something. So if I stay here and look at the desk a little bit, I'm zoomed in. Let's zoom back out a touch. So outline is useful for if I can't find something that was the similar color to everything else. If I was looking for my newspaper, I could find that outline. Even if that was dropped down on the floor, here I can see the differences between plastic parts of the carpet, the covers that I have, and the carpet itself versus where I dropped my newspaper. And that gives me an outline that I can reach for those things. Okay. Again, we can switch colors, go to different modes. Okay. I'm going to go back to our scene mode because I want to take a snapshot and show you guys the photo gallery. So if I'm looking here at my little article and I go, man, I would love to keep reading this, but I just don't have the time. I'm going to go into my menu. I'm going to come down and take a snapshot. Okay. So you may have seen as I was cycling through some of the different views that I have is my photo gallery. Okay. So let's go into that. I don't have a lot in my photo gallery. I swipe left and right on my little remote to pick the one I want, and I'm going to choose this one. Okay. So you may see as I wave my head back and forth, I control which part of the photo I'm looking at, and I can still zoom in and zoom out, which allows me to hold still that article and move my head along as I read through it. I can change brightness and contrast levels, field of view, level of zoom, but I cannot change the colors the way I could before. And zoom back out. Now, one of the things I didn't mention, and that would come with our RP mode, is change in the field of view. By swiping left and right, I change my magnification. By swiping up and down, I can increase or decrease the level of field of view. That can be very helpful for people with tunnel vision. So backing up the view like this and then zooming in, for some people, is the best way to get this done. And I will tell you that IrisVision is the best tool for someone with tunnel vision who needs magnification. You don't get this level of flexibility anywhere else. So I'm a big fan of what we can do in the IrisVision. Let me back out of this here. Okay.
All right, everybody, that'll wrap us up for today. You've had an inside look at the IrisVision Live 2.0, one of several different video magnifiers that we keep here on site at ViewFinder. We'd love to show this to you in person. We will be working with IrisVision to set up some live demos throughout the year, same that we do with other products, okay? But if you want a personal visit, we can include this in an eye exam. We can have a free demonstration. You show up and meet with our staff. Give us a call. Let us know what you think, what you'd like to do. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and tune in next month for more informational webinars. Take care. Presentation here, and then we're going to wrap up our video.